Do I really need a real estate agent to buy a house these days? With technology filled with quick answers and resources, seems like a valid question. Let's talk about it. Currently, searching for homes is easier than ever, just with the click of a button. And there are some companies out there like Open Door that allow you to see their specific listings without an agent at all. But your full and entire buyer experience when you're purchasing a property really kind of boils down to three things. It's going to be education, experience, and strategy. I'm going to provide a few significant examples that I feel most people really benefit from their representation. Yes, your real estate agent is representing you throughout the process. Just let that sink in for a little bit. Full disclosure, guys, I am actually a real estate agent. It's no secret. But I am not biased to the game. I understand there's some circumstances and also some individuals that actually can go without one. But I'm making this video because I've seen too many circumstances where people go without one and they're caught up in a mess, from financial losses to just stressed out with what to do and have so many questions. Suffer from unnecessary stresses. So just break down these examples and you can decide if you actually need one yourself. Prep work. It's a really good idea to always kind of get a full picture, right, of what you're about to experience. Really in anything, but especially when you're buying a house. A well-educated real estate agent should walk you through the process before even getting started, so you're ready to go and you know exactly how much you need to be ready to save up for, what you're about to experience, so you can be ready to take on all those challenges as they come. And while you're doing the prep work, you actually get to take advantage of their resources. People like lenders that they'd recommend that they trust and work with multiple transactions, talking about like inspectors that have great reputations and they can vouch for them, and also credit advisors if needed, and so on. Guys, a good resource is a dime a dozen. For real, like if y'all ever been watching a movie, for example, Top Gun, have y'all seen that movie? That movie got me invested. It took a party, a huge amount of people and departments involved to get that done and give you that experience that you had. Directors, writers, producers, casting directors, actors, everybody had to be on the same page for it to work smoothly and to give us those results. It's the same thing with the real estate without Tom Cruise. Just went on a little rant, but the idea of that it takes multiple people to get this done. Well, in real estate, when you're buying a house, you have to put your trust into other people to get things done. And taking advantage of these resources can go a long way as well. And obviously, you're not obligated to use any of those resources, but that is a pretty big bonus. Home search. You're walking into this beautiful home and you're looking at it. Wow, you're just imagining everything, your family, your kids running around, your man cave. Oh, that's gonna go right there. That man cave is gonna be right there. All that is going through your mind. It is very easy to miss red flags. When I first purchased my house, 14 years ago, I know I look hella young, but I ain't. But I drank my water today and had my vitamins, so you're welcome. But I was naive. I didn't know what I was doing. I was working 9 to 5. I was not in the industry. And I missed a huge crack on the walls and, water stains. And you might think, oh, that's easy, John. Why would you miss that? But some people do miss that. Granted, realtors are not necessarily inspectors, right? With their experience, they're able to utilize these red flags as one, if you decide to continue to move forward with the home, just to manage expectations. When we get that inspection report, you're fully aware and you're prepared to take on that as well. Or use these red flags as negotiation tools when placing your offer. Speaking of offers and negotiations. At the end of the day, most people are really just looking for a home to fit their living needs. But if you do not calculate and understand the current fair market value, or really know how to take leverage of your buying power based off the current market, you could be spending more money than you really have to. Who really doesn't want to save money? Or even that, commit to an agreement that having you pay more out of pocket in the contractual process. Drafting up a solid offer that you are fully comfortable with and fully understand and is complementary to the current market, whether it's a buyer market or seller market, is crucial when it comes to the seller making a decision and choosing your offer. Quick example, the decisions that were made during the pandemic had caused a crazy seller market, and we're still currently recovering from it. But in that seller market, there's a bunch of people trying to buy houses and just not a lot of houses available. So in order to be even considered for to purchase a property, the sellers were looking for the highest bidders and the highest amount. If you weren't aware of that, you might have been submitting offer over offer and getting denied left and right. So understanding that is crucial. And lastly, but not leastly, abiding by the contract. Everybody's excited. The offer was accepted, you're under contract, the house most likely is yours in about 30 days. But within that hype, if you do not fully understand what you committed to and do not meet your deadlines, there can be huge consequences. Not only can you lose out on this housing opportunity, lose on the money that you've already invested in the property, worst case, you can also go to court if you don't meet those deadlines. For example, even things like option periods where you have a significant amount of time based off your contract to review the property, get an inspector in there, see what the long-term and short-term investment is on that property, make sure it's safe. Windows like this give you that full control and give you an opportunity to see the full condition of the property. And depending on the results, possibly go back into negotiations. But even if you're buying a home from ground up, like dirt, and they're building it for you, it takes 6 months process, whatever the case is, you will still find huge benefits from having a realtor represent you through that process. From things like potentially finding some good opportunities, like in closing costs and stuff like that, having those conversations, to keeping an eye out for the building process, make sure everything's on board, keeping you updated with that, and also understanding your position as a buyer when it comes down to closing on that home and the inspections. So do you really need a real estate agent after going all this information? I'm gonna leave that up to you. But having somebody by your side, step by step, giving you sound advice on such a huge purchase, kind of sounds like a no-brainer. And huge plus, for the most part, the person selling the house is actually paying their commissions. So why not have that representation, resources, sound advice, experience, strategies, all that for free? Like this video if you found it helpful. Do not stress out with the buying process. It's a beautiful thing. I would strongly encourage you to interview your real estate agents. I know you have some family members, everybody's a real estate agent these days, but interview them. See which ones you feel like you can trust, which one feels like they have your best interest in their line of sight. So share with us your experience. If you recently bought a house or bought a house in the past and you had a realtor, was it beneficial to you or wasn't? And if you bought a house without a real estate agent, let us know your experience too. Did you have any trouble? You felt pretty confident with it? We would like to know and pick at your brain. My name is John Moses with Integrity Real Estate Group. To old friends and new,